Growing up empowered, human digital enhancement, and I can, I choose, and I accomplish. I'm Marc Prensky. Now that we have these capabilities, these new capabilities, doing what we did before, even if we just do it in a slightly different way, is not going to work. It's a different world, and we have to do different things. So we need to believe that we can, we need to make the right choices, and we need to accomplish. And I'm going to talk about all of these beliefs. But they're not just I can. That's what's really important. Everybody has to think I can, I choose, I accomplish, but we have to do this together. We can't change if the young people think one thing and the adults think another. If the teachers think one thing and the policymakers think another. We all have to make these choices and move forward together. If we don't, there just won't be any change. So let's talk about how we do that and what we need to do. And the first one is the easiest one to talk about in Croatia. And I'm so happy to be here because it's we can, I can, we can, and I know you can because you just did. Thank you. You got to the top almost of the football world. I'm very proud of you for that. And now I'm going to talk to Sky. And I'm going to ask Sky a question. Are you injected with the I can belief? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think there can always be more. You're always pushing for more, what you can do. But in this new age, I do think that with the tools of technology and all, I do feel pretty an I can belief.
And what about your peers? Do you think that they also feel that?
I think so. I think it's a very mutual thing. When someone else around you feels an I can belief, you also feel that.
Do you think it's different in your generation from in the past?
I do. I think there's much more confidence able to be portrayed because of the internet and because everyone's much more connected.
Thank you. So remember the goal. The goal is for people like Sky to grow up with a better ability to improve their lives and their world. The next step after you're injected with the I can belief is we need to make some really crucial and important choices. And the choice is not whether we use all these new gifts. We don't really have that choice. We can resist. Some people will resist. But eventually, this is going to be used by everybody. The more important choice we need to make is for what will we use it? To what end will we put this? And there, the choice is really between doing the old curriculum, doing the past in new ways, in new slightly digital ways or very digital ways, and doing things we could never do before. And I hope we will do those kinds of things. The conference was billed as moving to digital maturity in our schools, which is good, and I think we all should. But in a bigger sense, we're not at digital maturity. We're not even anywhere near a digital maturity. We are at digital birth. It is really a very short time. Digital technology is only in its teens, more or less, or its 20s. It's just starting. And in that time, we've put all the information online. We've connected so many people. We've gone mobile, and we've gone to AI. But that's still the very beginning. We're still struggling with many of these enhancements from the past, and we will struggle with digital forever. But it's the very beginning of a new era. And I, for one, am extremely happy to be alive at this time. Do you agree, Sky? He does. What's different about this time is we no longer have a need to do what we've done for so long, which is put everything into the heads of people like Sky in advance. Because it's already there. It's already in his pocket. It may not all be in his head. I can guarantee it's not. But it is in his pocket. And the task now is to apply it to getting things done. We don't have to spend all that time putting it into heads. It's not about putting in anymore. That's what we used to do. And we did it for very good reasons, because it was not very easily available. And we hoped that if we put enough into kids' heads, that someday when they grew up, good things would come out. But now it's about bringing those things out earlier. Everybody talks about creativity. Well, that's what creativity is. It's bringing out what's in there. It's not stomping things in and pushing things in and testing whether they're still there. And I'll turn to Sky again. What do you think is more important, Sky? Do you think it's putting things in advance or bringing things out in order to get things done?
I think both are obviously important. Without putting in, you can't bring out. But I do think that we should put an emphasis on bringing out, just because, what is the point of putting everything in if you're not going to get anything out? And I think the best ideas flew from seeing what you can do in a creative way from the material that you get put in.
Thank you. Okay, you can applaud him. It's his birthday. Here's the issue that I see. The idea of learning in advance. There's nothing wrong with learning. We have to learn in order to do things. But the idea of learning a whole curriculum in advance so that someday we could do something in a world that's so changing so fast that stuff, a lot of it will be obsolete by the time we ever get to use it. That way of doing things is expiring. It used to be the best we could do. We didn't have the money to give everybody an individual tutor. We had to do it in a batch process, and so we did. But there are 3 big problems with that. The first is that it takes a very long time. 6 years, 8 years, 12 years, in my case, 20 years of school before you can start accomplishing. The second problem is that it doesn't work for everyone. Some people take very well to academics and they love it and they take it in and they use it. Some people don't at all, and they really don't like learning in advance. But the third and most important problem is there's no accomplishment. You can't get anything done when you're young. You're too busy in school learning and taking tests. Now, a lot of people, when I talk like this, ask me, yeah, but what about the basics? Don't kids still need the basics? Don't they need reading and writing and math and science and language and social studies? And I say, yes, they need some of that, and they will for a while. But the basics that young people need are changing, and changing radically in this new world of everything in their pocket. And some of the new basics are getting things accomplished. A new cycle of ABC. Accomplish, better your world, see that it's better, and continue doing that over and over again. And I think that's what those formative years should be about. We want to be able to do the things that the machines don't do well. My abbreviation is LEGO. Love, empathy, gratitude, optimism. So far, we don't see that in the machines. I think that's a much better definition of Lego than a world's biggest toy store. Give and expect trust, respect, independence, collaboration, kindness. This is a friend of mine, Esther Wojcicki, who raised 3 wonderful, very successful daughters. Trick is something that we should give both ways, from top down, from adults to kids, and also from young people to adults. And the last is be prepared for continuous change. We no longer live in a world of repetition, of where you can learn something when you're young and then keep repeating it for the rest of your life. We live in a world of continuous change. And remember, our goal is to bring our young people into that world with a better ability to improve their lives and our world. Digital is just the latest enhancement that's going to help us do that in the world that our young people are going to live in.